I got caught up in your love. I believed all of the pretty words you said to me. The road to loneliness is paved for consequences. No more second chances, I know better. I'd go anywhere for you. Would I do? I'd go anywhere for you. Would you let me? I'd go anywhere for you. Till I'm blue. I'd do anything for you. Don't forget me. I don't know why I'm here. Wish I could tell you all the reasons I got swept away. I got caught up in your love. I believed all of the pretty words you said to me. could tell you all the reasons I got swept away. I got caught up in your life. I believed all of the pretty words you said to me. The road to loneliness is paved for consequences. No more second chances, I know better. I'll go anywhere for you. Would I do? I'd go anywhere for you. Would you let me in? I'll go anywhere for you. Till I'm blue. I'd do anything for you. Don't forget me. I don't know why I'm here. Wish I could tell you all the reasons I got swept away.
Yeah. Ah. Oh, I forgot to leave the pop. Yeah, I'll leave the pop for pop. I'm professional, I swear. Let me address the first of the stream by saying I pretty much woke up and was crying for like an hour. But not for the reasons it says at the bottom of the screen. That was about a week and a half ago. I aesthetically cry when everybody's playing Final Fantasy XIV. I am whoring myself out and I know I'm not going to get anything for it. But your bots that you come at me with, whatever Twitch bots there are out there, might give me like a penny or two of ad revenue. So, I don't know. I mean, I stream at stupid times of the day. I have not been consistent in over 3 years. I have affiliate. I have over 300 followers on here. But most of it's because I've combated the fact that I had like what, over like 10,000 at one point from a fucking bot raid. And it was before Seribot existed. And oh god, I don't even remember how much it was. Like, I think at the end, after Twitch was done cleaning them all off, from the first edge of it, before they did after they did their first ban wave, I think it was down to like about 4,000. And I had to manually sit there and do half of it myself because I wasn't about to sit there and lie about my follower count. I was so autistic about it. Oh. Yes, I know there's one more thing in my fucking face that might be food, and I might eat it on stream. But it won't be much. It's the last of the Christmas pies. Except these ones are better than Fruit Mints ones. I didn't think I was going to like salted caramel tarts. I suppose because technically it's not really salted caramel, it's just caramel. It's just not that it's the over sugary version that New Zealand likes. Sometimes I swear New Zealand doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. That's another problem for another day. Oh well. Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm leaving stream now. Kidding. Okay. I should get going on drawing, shouldn't I? Fuck, I haven't done this in months. My hands are like, what the fuck are you gonna do to me? I'm like, do you want me to play Rivals? My hands are like, well, you'd get more Twitch drops. I'm like, I am not in a gaming mood. I've been crying half the day over stupid shit. Also, I told Stream that you're in voice call with me to heckle the shit out of me, even though you're not watching.
Yeah.
My brain's like, well, open up a pencil. I'm like, my colors are still here from the last one I finished. That's the last time I opened Clip Studio properly, was 6 months ago when we finished the other Miqo'te. That's how long we've been on Phase 4 for, too. Was just about... God, that's... Oh, God. I know that we streamed 7.2. I know that we streamed some Final Fantasy after that, but I'm kind of glad that we didn't stream 7.3 and 7.4 because that's a lot of shit to go through in one day. I mean, that was like 6 hours worth of shit. I know how tired we were after doing the dungeon and trial this time. And on top of that, you got DDoS twice. How many people did you have? Like, it was like 1,600 you had to go through the second time? Was that it? Was it like 1,600 people last time?
Yeah.
Stop dying. I can't afford your funeral. Yeah, no, that's fine, but that's the brown. We don't want the brown. And yes, I know. I'm aware that Threads is gonna find this and go, "You're not a real artist." I'm like, I never said I was a real artist. I just said that I did some kinds of art. So there. Plus, holy shit, like the way we do stuff, there's no way in hell we can do line for line anyways. Because the way we started learning how to do it this way, like some people can do absolute line for line. I'm not using this as an excuse, by the way. I just need to chat my ass off in somebody's ear while I'm doing this. I have literally also placed on stream that it may have sensitive topics, which includes that I may bitch about AI as of Threads, but not in terms of it being a podcast. It will go on YouTube. Don't worry, my will go on YouTube, but don't take this as like a very formal podcast. It's a my experience. I'm going to call it both sides off and on as I have the brains to figure out what the fuck I'm saying. There will be no formal questioning or any shit like that. It will just me be kind of like venting and ranting while I'm doing this shit. And before anybody goes, "Oh my god, you're using AI. This an AI." There will be none of that in this stream. I slaved, jokingly, mind you. I'm pulling a joke here. I slaved over a hot GPU, my AMD 580X Pro, and this fucking iMac with a broken installer reshade, which was the first instance that I noticed my install was not working properly. Because half my reshade presets weren't working properly. And they kept crashing on me, which meant that what I had done hours before to be able to get macros was not a smart idea. I slaved over a hot GPU to make this picture. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie that's partially true, but if we have to reference academically every process that we use in a piece of art, now hear me out. Yes, I am shit posting or like making beams and shit posting type in vocal audio here. If we are to reference every little piece of shit that we put into a piece of work, like we used to in high school and college, does this mean that I have to credit Beeble and McDowell for this picture?
Yeah.
Then by rights I have to credit the Thunder Bunnies for the FC. Then I think I have to credit Zor because Zor's the reason I got into the FC in the first place. Do I have to credit you? Yes, actually I do, because without you I probably would have flailed in the dungeon. I do laugh at the fact that I realize I am getting better at the dungeons and stuff. But it was funny how overconfident I got by the last boss. I was like, that's interesting. But I think it wasn't overconfidence necessarily. I think part of it was overconfidence due to anxiety. There's a difference, because I don't get cocky overconfident. I get anxious overconfident. Also, this is my first time drawing a Phase 4. That's myself, because reasons. The reasons are that, holy shit. Why am I using... I always use like 0.7 because I like the flow of it better. Yes! Also, to all the haters of mechanical pencils, your reasons are invalid. I'm kidding. Your reasons are only invalid if you say that plastic is harming the earth. Because I will point to your water bottle that you have going, uh-huh, okay, whatever. If you just sit there and go, oh no, I personally don't like using mechanical pencils in my art, I'm not really getting pissy with you. I'm just being an ass. I'm being overtly offensive to be an ass because I think it's kind of funny when people do that. I do the same thing with with AI a little bit, but if somebody gets mad, I try to break it back down and be a little bit more nuanced. Which I really appreciate that after getting really down in the dumps today, a younger artist actually went to bat for me and said, you know, I really still don't like AI, but I like your art, and I'm going to follow you. And I was like, normally I follow first, but that's cool. In fact, I'm going to go to bat and say they were kind of the reason I wanted to go on stream, because I was like, I haven't done art in a while, and I really didn't want to do coding today. I know I should be backing up my shit today, but, like, do you know how boring it is just sitting with YouTube around and just, you know, having to sit there hours on end trying to figure out if you have enough space on your drive, which I think I might have just enough to finish the backing up of stuff, because apps-wise, I pretty much know what the fuck I need to install when I get onto Windows. It's just a matter of making sure I have my passwords backed up, because I've been on a Mac for 10 years almost. No, not 10 years. I've been Mac only since about 2018. And it wasn't fully by choice in the way that people would think. Well, I mean, yeah, it was a choice in the fact that, yeah, I went and I studied design for 3 years, but it wasn't a choice in the sense of, oh my god, I love Macs. Why did I just think of Quad Moon when we were out doing shit that one day? I like trains. I actually, hilariously, that was one of the things I added on one of my shitpost prompts for your model, by the way. I love it, and I'm going to say this nicely. I'm going to say this nicely, hilariously. Not because I'm trying to say this to piss on artists. It's more of the fact that there's so much nuance in this art versus AI thing that people don't stop to realize that I don't usually consider my AI always art. And I'm going to sit there and say I'm not going to necessarily defend whether it is or isn't at all. I'm only defending the stuff that isn't art, because especially when I'm doing model testing, I'm not really caring one way or the other whether it's supremely artistic. Because the gooners come out and go, oh my god, what a great pic, I love the boobs. I'm like, good thing you didn't see the process behind the stupid. Good thing you didn't understand the meme that was my one in the morning fuel, knowing that illustrious would literally produce boobs, no matter how much I made stupid ass statements. Which is really funny, because 1.5 never was that easy to be able to do that, which was really fun because you used to be able to use little song lyrics to make some interesting pictures, which didn't mean it was art necessarily, it was just experimentation, which isn't always art. But it was funny because, like, I was thinking of that because I was like, I always make stupid ass memes about the idea of, like, seeing how far I can make it go do stupid shit. And not just because I want to prove that, oh my god, an AI isn't always art. Because, like, you know, there are times to some people it might be. I'm not going to go into that right now, because maybe I will later on in the stream. But mostly I'm just thinking it's like, they're like, oh, none of it's all art. I'm like, okay, well, just hold fire a minute. What if something I do isn't art? Just for 5 minutes, what if I prove that one of my things was definitely not art? And in the instance of that, I'm not trying to I mean, I might eventually kind of go into the whole, whether something's theft or isn't theft type thing in the midst of this stream at some point. I'm more just laughing at the stupid shit I pull, like when I'm absolutely brain dead tired. And with that note, like by what I mean by brain dead tired is, you've seen the insanity. You've seen what we do when it's like 1 in the morning and you're like, have you gone to bed yet? No, but look at the boobies. Are boobies artistic? Not necessarily in the case I'm talking about them right now. Well, artistic one thing, but it is boobies with brown liquid art? Only if a first year art student says a penis in a pizza box is art. Yes, I realize I'm being a whole ass meme, and yes, I realize I'm being somewhat offensive. I mean, it's the same thing when you get. In some ways, my offensiveness right now is not because I'm purposely being offensive. I'm doing it because I'm moody, I'm tired, I don't really want to have to mask too much on stream. And I'm okay if somebody comes into my stream and goes, yes, but I feel otherwise. It's okay. That's kind of what I've always expected my stream to be. Because when I first started streaming, I used to hang out with Zora a lot when I first started streaming. And I still do often enough because I'm in the same FC and stuff, and I try to watch her when I can. And it was interesting because actually on that note, we actually all kind of talked about some of the stuff going on about AI and stream and the RAM shortages and all that stuff, because I'm kind of out of the loop on the technological end in terms of that, because I am not a PC gamer, sadly. I would love to be, but I don't have the money to be. Because my issue in that case isn't that I spend all my money on AI, because I really don't. Unless if you call the $40 a month I spend on Claude for other reasons, which isn't related to my AI shenanigans of art, because supposedly, for the most part, it's been, oh, you do coding with LLMs? That seems okay. Not all the time does it come up that it's okay, because I've seen some people go, oh, you do AI, go, worst case scenario. I don't want to say it on stream because that's like, I have my limits to the shit I know I could say on stream if I'm going to put the VOD up on YouTube. But it's just more the fact that it's like, I don't code to get away, and I don't do my stuff to replace anybody, including my coding. I realize that my newest toy that I'm making is kind of reinventing the wheel, but it's reinventing an AI wheel that nobody really supremely needs in the next 5 minutes. So if anybody sees my GitHub not have a reply for the next 24 hours, blame my Twitch. And yes, I know I'm off the wall, not really paying attention to what I'm saying, but what my point kind of was is that, like, the AI ecosystem that I'm planning is open source. I have an ad break. Oh god, I'm sorry, I can't like break for ad breaks when I'm talking. So if you miss half of what I'm saying, feel free to let me know in the chat. It's just pretty much like the ecosystem I'm doing is not meant to replace anybody. It is never meant to do that. I adore open source because it's exploration. Have I used some of my AI in the context of somewhat profitable means of whatever? Depends on what you call profitable. And I mean that sincerely. What do you call profit? Like Darian, what do you think about profit? Seize the means of production and fuck everybody? Oh, you're...
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
you're dying.
I was gonna say, quit dying. Plural systems unite. Make Earth stop dying.
I don't. Unfortunately, I'm gonna continue dying because I don't have the means to get any cough drops right now.
Do you have means to get a little bit of water and just stop breathing in Arizona dust? Yes, I'm doing. I realize I'm being annoying and an asshole. I'm trying so hard not to want to up the opacity on this because it's my first time doing a phase 4 and I'm so used to doing the phase 2 that I'm like, where does stuff end and start? Where does things start? And I'm like, I have it up. You know what? Honestly, I don't need to cheat. You know what? I can actually just open it up in an actual preview window and actually look at it myself. Move OBS up. Because I'll need to do that. Cool. I have OBS up. Yeah, cool. I'm not muted. Cool. I was like worried that I was muted for a minute. I realize this is partially tracing, but this also means that I have a better clue that I can actually do this. Yay, ad break ended. Wait a minute, is that a shadow? Excuse me while I zoom into my fucking... I hate how I have to do this way. Oh, that's why I couldn't see it, because it's the... And it's not even the modded, because we didn't have download mode running that day, so, like, yeah, okay. Don't ban me, I'm not advising mods, I'm just talking about the fact that I have shadows on my eyes, because they clearly upped the graphics quality, and I noticed that after I upped to Sequoia, but Mac stopped fucking supporting my GPU. This is gonna be so messy. Because I'm trying to do this as blind as possible in some ways. I'm trying to torment myself. Everything is torment. Everything is torment when you're a face for Miqo'te. I know that's total bullshit, but... What?
Just this roleplay.
Or are you roleplaying right now?
Yeah.
Sure, ignore me, Thief. I care. I'm gonna cry. You've offended 300 of us. This is Sparta. I'm sorry, I have no humor. I'm sorry that I find the stupidest shit on the planet funny. I was like, we have 300 plus. I know we're probably more like 400 plus, but still, it's funny when you stick it to more 300 plus, because then you start doing the fucking 300 memes. This is Sparta! And you're like, oh, That was kind of dumb, but kind of funny. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, it wasn't funny at all. You're like, ah, crap. Look, I have half of a face done. Look, it's not AI. I can't be taken seriously. I'm sorry. I mean, I can, but I can't at the same time. Actually, that's kind of an interesting topic. There's a little bit of an issue on Threads where, well, no, there's a very huge issue on Threads. Let me just state this right now. There's a massive issue on Threads. Hold on. How much fucking thickness did I put on that? Oh, it goes thinner down the bottom. That's why. Where people are stupidly witch hunting. Oh, wait, hold on. I drew this wrong entirely. That's why. There are people witch hunting artists. Now, I'm going to actually stand in the middle on this one for once, and I feel bad because I like to also support artists on Threads who are getting witch hunted because it sucks. But there's a minor problem here. VGen, in theory, 99.99% of the time, does not allow people to use AI on their site. You pretty much, if I remember correctly, have to get vetted of some format or another with a portfolio to get into their site to sell. Which I don't not agree with. I don't know how to feel about it because I don't always like being gatekept, but I kind of... Look, I considering the issues that a lot of artists have had with Etsy and otherwise, I can kind of get it. Plus, a lot of it's like the VTuber community, and they're really against AI, and I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I'm really not going into that fucking shit right now. I'm leaving my brains at the window for now while I'm just kind of shit posting what I've seen, heard, or otherwise. As I mess up my Miqo one more damn time. No, we don't want ink. We're not ready to ink yet. I realize I probably shouldn't be using the darker pencil, but it's driving me nuts. Oh, that's good enough. I'm actually going to swap back down to 1 because I don't want to keep doing really dark. I don't want to be in the inky phase yet. I need to be in the sketchy phase. It was just hard to see some stuff for a minute. If I remember correctly, when I did it last time, it was sketchy phase first, then like redraw, pencil mania. I don't think we inked the last one. I think we decided not to ink it and just left it with really good pencil work. Is that what we did? I can't remember. You don't remember, do you? You're just gonna die and forget me. You're gonna make me pay for your funeral. Amongst the fact that before you die, you want me to pay for Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, see, that's how I know you're still paying attention while you're roleplaying. You're like, shut the fuck up, stop talking to me. Wait, you said Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not. I'm paying half attention. How about that?
That's fine. I roped you into the voice call. I could have left it off and I could have had music running and I could have not done voice, but I'm in a mood to yap. I want to be...
Alright.
I want to be somewhat stupidly entertaining while being able to talk about things that are on my mind. Which I know aren't necessarily in theory that polarizing and not that sensitive, but it is sensitive to some people, and I recognize that there have been artists that have been harmed by AI. Now, please don't ask me if I've seen the new Jazza video. I am not in the mood to unpack 44 minutes of the most ADHD, autistic, nerd. I don't know if he is autistic. I know that he's got an ADHD diagnosis, and that's fine. I'm not hating on it. I'm just like, I don't have time to unpack the 44-minute video when I've just been really, really at my wit's end with everything going on. Mainly because I try to support both art and what I'm doing. And then I get lambasted by one side going, well, why? You're as bad as, like, the worst things on the planet. I don't want to start using World War II terms that people don't like because I don't like using them at anybody, so why should anybody else get to call anybody anything? It's like the new N word isn't the one that's as offensive as we thought. Everybody knows not to use the N word that that African Americans and black people don't like. Though I will hilariously, jokingly run my hands up and go, there's only one time where I don't care if I don't get excused for the use of it, but the only time where in context the other N-word is funny is there was a breakfast show in Tokyo around 2000, 2001. And it was prime stupid millennial late Gen X humor. It would probably more be Gen X humor because I was only like 17, 18, 19 at the time that I saw the shit. And I was just like, I'm not going to repeat it on stream, but the context of it is, it's funny for what it is, but it's also explanatory. Just don't fucking cancel me. Cancel for me for my stupidity. Don't cancel for me for my shitty humor. I mean, I already know I like stupid humor, okay? Like, I used to watch Pauly Shore when I was a kid. Though, my opinions on Pauly Shore are hard to understand. I had a theory about something. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, thank you. I don't want the crop marks. Crop marks are good for if I were actually going to use this in print, which I might. Don't know yet. Let's see if I can even get it done first. Because chat, I'm sorry, the last one I did took me like... I think I did the other one right before... Was I still phase 2 in 7.2?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Because it was only just about a month or so into Angel playing with us, and it was right... I think it was... Was it before 7.3 or was it after 7? No, I think it was before 7.3 I did it. I love how my knowledge of the world is based on Final Fantasy XIV patches. I'm like, it's... Wait, you don't know about me or you don't know about what I asked?
I don't know about what you asked.
Okay, I thought maybe you didn't know about me.
I don't know about anything.
And nor do I. I clearly don't know what the fuck a Wacom tablet is. I clearly don't know how to do art. What's wrong with me? I mean, I'm gonna meme I don't know how to do art, because if you just went based off of, like, the aspect of where I'm at right now on stream, people would be like, man, that's kind of shit. And it's like, well, yes, and I realize that it is partially traced, and I am trying to go through the process of getting all the pencils in and doing it all that way. But I'm not... okay, alright. The ethical argument of this is, are you tracing over somebody else's work? I'm sorry to the Final Fantasy 14 developers and whoever is in charge of doing the character models. They am drawing over my own character that I have painstakingly curated over dumbass 5 years of this game. That being said, the ethics of this are, am I literally thieving somebody's literal work apart from, like the dumbass mode of, well, in theory, yes, because it's a game and I'm using my character in the game. No, I'm not outside of that. I am not taking Jim Lee's art and profiting off of drawing over it. My brain's like, well, what about AI? I'm like, I'm not going to go into that right now. Not like, in stream, sure, at some point in the next couple hours, but not right now. Don't make me. My brain's still not there yet. And not because I don't know, but just because my brain's still on zero potato mode. Because, good God, I'm tired of gatekeeping on threads. And social media in general. Like, I realize that Australia is trying to do this whole thing of making it illegal to be under 16 on social media. But I just gotta laugh. It's not the kids we gotta worry about, it's the fucking kids when they're at 18 or above. It's the fact that once you get to be 18 and you're on social media, you're just as much of an ass as before we all had social media, so what the fuck's the difference? And again, I agree with everybody else on YouTube. Parent your kids! I'm scary. I should stop making stupid noises. I must have sounded like a real jackass right there. Just parent your goddamn kids. What's wrong with you? Just pick up a child and parent it. But make sure it's yours. I'm not responsible what you do if you parent somebody else's child. I can't voice act. We know this. I'm a dumbass. You're in the background going, what the fuck are you on? Welcome to, I don't think I've been this unhinged in years on stream. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. When we were doing Minecraft with Angel, I think it was about that unhinged. I'm completely unhinged now. I am causing the death of my own partner because they don't have cough drops. So if you die, do we get to put on your tombstone, AI made me do it?
Oh God.
Somebody died, it's because there's a data center in Arizona. Which I don't think is causing you guys issues. If anything, what they should do is, if there's a data center for OpenAI in Arizona, do we get to throw your cockroaches at it? Welcome to my nuance. I hate OpenAI. Okay, I'm taking a tiny little lunch break while I'm doing this because this is the last of the pies and I accidentally dropped something on it. But I'll probably buy more of these if they exist next week because, oh God, they keep making the, like, and it's not that I don't like Christmas fruit mince pies here. It's just, I can't find the ones that are too sweet or that are not super extremely sweet. Well, I know, BB, that I die in 14, that I die inside, but that means that, like, because I'm not in game, but dipshit over here is, that if they die while they're in game, while they're role-playing, and they're coughing to death outside, that means they die entirely, so their bun boy gets a tombstone in the FC yard. Oh. By the way, Bibu, evidently I have to academically credit everybody that was involved in the making of this picture. And because this is based off of the gear that you helped me craft, you and McDowell have to be credited for this piece, evidently. It's signed into law. I'm sorry that I'm eating while I'm on stream. It's just one tiny little pie. And by tiny, I mean it's literally like a little the side's like an inch round type thing. Fucking Christmas leftovers. I swear, like, this week has been Christmas leftovers of the breakfast, lunch, and dinner kind. I had little cheese pieces with lunch. I had little cheese pieces for breakfast. I think I even had some for dinner last night. Somebody needs to make sure that my mother doesn't do overly way too much, because I think she got herself sick because she did way too much of the last week. I'll be back to scratching on screen in a second. I think technically I deserve a tombstone on the FC lawn, because it's still going to be another week probably before I can get back in, because I'm not done backing up my hard drive. I still have like I've managed to get like a quarter of a terabyte backed up. And then I gotta figure out also, like, what else I can clean off after that, like uninstall programs and shit, because I have no clue how much shit I have to delete before I can get closer to the fact of that I know for a fact that there's like mom's account on this machine's only taking like 100 gigabytes. Because there's only 2 accounts on this, mine and hers. I suppose I should ask her, even though this is technically my machine, if I'm allowed to install Windows on it, but I don't think she's really... I don't really think she cares anymore, because pretty much gave it to me. And eventually when she can afford it, which is going to be probably not for another 6 months or more, but that's okay, is she does want to get a laptop, but, oh, that reminds me. She's decided she's going to go for over a month or two to Tauranga around Easter. Because Tony and Lita want to take care of her for a couple months. And she was concerned that maybe I'd have a problem with it. I'm like, no. Tony and Lena aren't going to screw you over. Not like the last people that screwed you over. Back to chicken scratching. God, how fluffy are my ears? Okay, seriously, is that is that earring literally a rose of some sort? I suck at drawing roses, but I'm pretty sure the earrings for the new gear are like roses or something, aren't they?
Some sort of rose or something.
Some gay butts. Sorry, I won't try singing. Not in the mood I'm in, because you will not get seriousness.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get a proper rose out of me, because I can't see where the lines end and start on this, and I don't remember how to draw a rose properly. So you're just going to get a carnation out of me. Besides the fact it's just a gear earring. And I would have to actually have a proper picture of it. Because I'm zoomed in on the actual picture outside of my Clip Studio app. And outside of the graphical pixels, I can't really tell what the fuck it is. I just know it's not Peen Boy.
Bean boy.
Excusez-moi. There's a difference between being offensive as a joke to burp earlier and me actually being, like, sorry for burping people's ears now. I mean, some people say there's not much difference because it's me, but... Okay. Da, da, da. It's more of an upward trend, unlike human noses. I think. Don't quote me on that. I have the ultimate altered radio going on where I've got like about 5 songs stuck in my head at once and I have no clue why. It's the ultimate late 90s boy bands versus Bette Midler's The Rose and then Honeybee Lovely. What is wrong with me? Don't answer that. We know what's wrong. I play Final Fantasy XIV. That's what's wrong with me. Actually, it's quite nice to be able... I could probably actually dial it... no. I was going to say I could dial the opacity down just a smidge, then I looked at my opacity layer for the bottom layer, and I was like... Okay. I know this is a crutch, but if I go any less than 21%, I won't be able to see anything. Which I know some artists would be like, well, did you just do it? Draw it normally. I'm like, I would, but I don't want to get lead all over my hands. And the last time I did something by hand, I was depressed for 4 days afterwards. Because I kind of over-inked it and fuckered up. Because I tried to do something for Gail Simone on Threads. She's like, yeah, draw Black Alice. And I tried to do it and I was like, fuck, what did I do? But then I realized that I'm not good at drawing things until I've tried it like about 5 times. And also I had really, really overstated the proportions at one point, which didn't help me at all. Because it's kind of hard when there's like vantage points in perspective that I still don't know how to do, even though I've practiced. Like my mother tried to teach it to me when I was like 12, and I failed miserably. Why do I feel like I have Graha lips? Oh, wait, no, I don't. His are quite weird. And I'm not going to be disgusting on stream. I could try, but it won't be funny if I say it. Because somebody's bound to get really fucking offended if I try to say it the way my brain tried to tell me to say it. Mainly because somebody inside in our system was just like, he's got blowjob lips. You don't. I was like, oh god. I just no. I don't think I've ever, besides us, ever heard anybody try to say that Graha has got blowjob lips. That's an offense to Jonathan Bailey. Please make my brain stop. I'm not funny. I mean, I know I'm not funny, but and that's not a defense. That's just announcing that I'm not funny. I don't find me funny either. In fact, somebody should just ban me off of Twitch. Don't do that. Don't ban me. I'm just joking. Oh, fun. I have to painstakingly do something or other besides the face now. Because I'm not going to do re-rendering of hair or anything until I literally get the rest of it done. Yay! Okay. Okay. What's smarter? Do I start doing the hand? Do I start doing the sword? Do I start doing the clothes? What do you think I should do?
Go top down, I guess.
Felix just said that's what he said.
I'd...
Chris is in the background going, what did I miss? I'm like, I don't know. You wanted to come home. You're the dipshit that's putting up with your husband being a stink-ass hornball. Well, see, the funny thing with saying top down is you've seen which picture I'm doing. Top down would mean that I should have done the hand first. Should I just say top down and do head then hand then whatever the fuck? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, because otherwise I could be ADHD and do bottoms up.
That's what she said.
Bottoms up. That's what she said. Hello, nurse.
God, I can't believe I just said that. That just proves how old I am. Because that wouldn't be the first voice you'd think of for Rob Paulson, would it? In terms of voice actors, if I asked you to pick a character that Rob Paulson voice acted for, you wouldn't pick the Animaniacs, would you? Clearly, they're clacking on their keyboard and ignoring half the stuff I said because I didn't say Kingdom Hearts.
No, I just didn't catch what you said.
I asked you about 3 times. In terms of Rob Paulson's work as a voice actor, the first thing you would pick would not be Animaniacs, would it?
I mean, I do like Animaniacs.
Right. A lot of people who grew up on random cartoons have always liked Animaniacs. But that wouldn't be the first thing you'd pick, would it be?
Probably.
No. Because he's done, well, because like I said, he did one of the more recent Ninja Turtles cartoons. And he was Donatello. Mace keeps trying to argue with me that it was Leo, but I saw purple, so therefore it was Donatello. And Donnie is purple. Which, I have a Final Fantasy lore statement to say. Just for your sake. I know that B-Boon probably knows this. But did you know how they figured out we were getting Pictomancer? Darian?
Something about Viper before Pictomancer?
No. I was asking how we were figuring out we were getting Pictomancer.
Oh. How?
Well, you know that at FanFest, we have to track YoshiP's t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, He wore a Ninja Turtle t-shirt to FanFest one time. And the relation to that is all four of the turtles are named after famous artists from the Renaissance and everything eras. Well, not just the Renaissance, but like other, like, because not all of them are from the same era, but like art history reasons. Oh god, Mace just said, did you know there's a fifth turtle named Caravaggio? I'm like, no, shut up, stop.
He's silly, Jack. I got a Jack by my feet. He's laying.
I was at Baxter in the living room. I would grab the Baxter, but the Baxter will probably make more bruises on my legs. I know, maybe I should have done Baxter picks instead of my selfish Miqo'te ass, but, you know. See, here's the funny thing. If I did line for line literally, I would have to say, if I were forced to do line for line, this would end up looking like fucking Minecraft. Oh, the other nice part of this is I don't have to draw my fucking fingers. I do, however, have to try to see this fucking ass nightmare of a... Oh, ain't that hard to draw Knuckles. Why the fuck did somebody just start singing Ain't Too Proud to Beg? Fucking... Can somebody start copyright striking my brain when it starts having alter radio without permission? Now it's just switched to Zor's music in my head. So now I have Convulsibit playing while Motown is playing. And I don't even have Spotify running. Yay me! Imagine listening to Welcome to Convulsibit while you have Ain't Too Proud to Beg sitting. I'm gonna cry. Beeboo, save my brain. Tell it to stop having copyright infringement. Well, okay, it's allowed to have Zor stuck in my head. It's just that the Motown is copyright infringement. And also, if I'm supposed to academically credit, like I said earlier in the stream, academically credit everybody that's involved in the making of this outfit that my character's wearing, Beeboo did all the crafting and had me sit there autistically panicking that I didn't deserve my gear, and then I kept dying in the trial anyways. It was fun, though. I think definitely I was less stressed in this trial compared to the last one. 7.3's trial was weird. I do wonder if I could get YouTube to play in the background. But knowing my computer, it'll go, no! Too much frame rate. You suck. I just thought of a low-key reason why I'm kind of anxiously excited to move to Windows after so many years. I'm so sick of the way Apple does their fucking audio permissions. Yeah, I know Windows has its own troubles because we deal with that with the nerd and the voice chat, but, like, you know. Oh well. But also, what's funny is that now I just the two major things really to get this fucker working to any decent amount of instances. Try to find more RAM for it in the middle of this fucking RAM apocalypse. I don't really care about eGPUs that much. I mean, I guess for gaming they're probably okay, but I don't... Probably not for an iMac. I think eGPUs are meant for, like, more like people that got Mac Minis and shit. I'm still laughing about the fact I probably could theoretically still jankily play on my MacBook, but I am considering the idea maybe I should just suck it and sell it. My brain goes, but no, it's a shit machine. It's like, well, if somebody could fix the fucking keyboard, cool. Because they wouldn't do that for me anymore because it kept breaking and they kept blaming the fact that their stuff wasn't like... Okay, hold on. I need to look at the fucking glove. Oh, it is what I thought it was. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh, I see what the design is. Okay. That's gonna make it difficult. Oh, okay. It's a floral designer on the heart on the glove. Okay. I got it. See, people? Yes, technically I am tracing, but I'm also sitting here like going, I can't fucking see half of this, so... It's up to me to fill in the fucking gaps that I can't see. Which is kind of how I learned to do shit when I was in college the first time. Actually, funny note, I used to actually do, when I first started doing digital tracing of some format, I actually used Macromedia Flash to do it once. I don't know if I did it in Flash, or I fucking did it in Fireworks back when we still had Fireworks. I don't remember why I was using Macromedia. Oh, you know, I think I have a feeling why I was using Macromedia. Because the degree I was going for at art institutes, they weren't using Adobe at the time. Because Macromedia was still its own fucking thing, and Adobe wasn't... It was industry standard to a point, but, you know, Macromedia was cheaper, so schools would use Macromedia a lot. I hated Fireworks, though. Macromedia Fireworks was shit. I liked Flash. Flash was fun. Dreamweaver was like... Oh, Dreamweaver's so shit on, too. Dreamweaver was shit on because... I don't recall why this was a problem. I wish I could remember why this was a problem. Was back in the days you used Macromedia Dreamweaver, you had to be careful of non-breaking spaces, which were supposedly really against CSS rules at the time, and I think they still kind of are. But it was all, I think it was mainly because they were invisible at the time. Like, the way they were rendered in HTML was a pain in the ass. But I just remember visual editors back then, like, before we got, you know... It was, like, I used to also do Photoshop for making web pages, too, because it was funny and fun. I used to just, like... The fact that we could just make layered photos and just piss people off with loading times. Imagine having a 5 megabyte... No, it wasn't 5 megabytes by any means. I wasn't that mean. I don't even know if you could have gotten a 5 megabyte PNG back in those days. I missed my game. I haven't said on stream why I fucked up my game. I finally diagnosed how it happened. And I had to fight because I finally figured out why it happened. And it might have been fixable if I wouldn't have upgraded to Sequoia. Might have. So the story of me fucking up my Final Fantasy install has to do with the fact that for some strange ass reason we needed to have, what was it, 745 was the trials minimum eye level for our gear, I think. And I was like 3 points off, and we were about ready to do the dungeon again, and I was just panicking my ass off. And then Bibu was like, well, if you can help me, do some pre-crafts, that'd be great. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have macros. And getting them off the web's always a nightmare because the WebKit version is just like slow as shit because of Chrome. So I was like, oh, okay, well I can't install this with an installer, but I know how to install things with Rust. Tried to do it the first time with Homebrew, and I was just like, nope, not gonna do this. And I was like, I should be able to just, I'm gonna cheekily just go ask it out along real quick. Is it okay to uninstall Rust via Homebrew? Yes, in theory it is, but hold my beer, I'm gonna go through the story. So, okay, I uninstalled Rust through Homebrew, so I went brew and install Rust, because I needed to install Raphael macro. Okay, stupidity number 1. Mac OS is a fragile ecosystem. Especially because I've made it such because of coding and not paying attention to where my virtual environments are. 2. Reinstalling Rust from source means I probably fucked up more dependencies to Homebrew and all that other shit that's tied in with XIV on Mac. Let's just be real, I'm not smart. And I know that in theory, Rust had nothing necessarily to do with the game itself, but it wasn't the game's original dependencies on any particular programming language, as Rust has dependencies that you fucking don't know where they are. And I remember seeing the thing full flag and go, oh my god, is that Vulkan? Oh my god, that better not screw up my game. I was doing it while I was in-game. Which was also the number 1, don't do it. But I was like, there's been DDoSes today. What if I can't get back on? So I basically DDoSed myself, because the next day I walk into my computer and I'm like all ready to squash bugs because it's about a week or so off from Christmas. And my game says, no, I'm not supported. Something in my screwing around of Rust ticked off my computer, and there's something to do with what I was doing where either I accidentally clicked something. It was either the Rust or I accidentally clicked something without looking out of panic. Because usually when it asks me to auto-update, I'm like, no, I can't. But I could have also, in stress, at some point clicked on something without realizing it, and that could have screwed it up. But it could have been both. So now I'm on Sequoia, and I hate it, but now I need to get to Windows, and Windows is going to cost me a whole couple $100 at some point. I'm not a happy camper. I probably need to leave some space on my internal drive for Mac still, and not do the whole thing. If at all possible, because I still have GarageBand. And I don't know. I suppose I could learn more sound production on a PC, because, I've heard you can get Fruit Loops or Fruity Loops for Windows, and either a free trial or something, but I can't, because I'm on Mac. I don't know. I give up. But I'm kind of determined to go to Windows anyways, because as much as I'd love to try fucking around with Linux, there is a modded launcher for SteamOS, but the idea that Linux technically supports my GPU, but I would have to go through all these package managers and all that shit, and I'm just like, no, don't make me. I would gladly get a live CD to play with it just for the hell of it sometime on stream, maybe. Actually, that might be interesting. Maybe not on stream, but toying with it on a YouTube video at some point. Just like, I don't know. I would have to figure out how to do that. There's that would probably require me actually having to run OBS through that, and I don't know if that would work. What are you listening to in the background? Hello?
An electro swing vocal mix. Sorry, I was muted because there's noise in the background.
You were muted, but I could still hear your music through your audio because the way your computer works.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry. Well, if you make me copyright strike, I'm gonna cry. If they come for my monies, I cry.
Well, is it clear and
No, not really.
obvious? Okay.
You don't have it that like. Normally, when you're listening to stuff, I pay more attention and I can hear it, but a lot of that depends on how loud you have it. And I think you've got it down a little bit further because you know that I'm on stream. It's okay. I'm not mad. I could be. You want me to be mad? Grr arg.
No.
Okay, grr arg. I'm mad. Yay! Ad break starts in 5 minutes.
One moment.
Okay. I think these are roses, so I'm just gonna temporarily just outline them. And then I have to actually sit there and look at my other pictures to see what the fuck the flower. Oh yeah, they are roses, so I'm just gonna have to like. I won't be able to trace these line for line even if I wanted to, so I'm just gonna outline them. I can the bigger rose, but the smaller roses, they'll get too pixelated. And I know I'm saying that I don't like doing line for line, and I don't mean literally line for line, so please don't come at me. I'm autistic. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. You can't hold on a court of law. Don't do that to me. I'm too stupid for that. You can't sue me for my stupid. I mean, you can, but... You can't hold me in a court of law for my stupid. You can't sue me for my stupid. Depends on what my stupid is, but... I'm just being a dumbass. I'm not funny. I know it. You can't sue me for my stupid. You can't sue me for my stupid. Only I can sue me for my stupid. Bounce, bounce. Electro Remix. $20.99. Here at Best Buy. Don't clip that I'm stupid. It's just, I'm not funny. It's the sad moment where I know I'm not funny, but I do stupid shit anyways.
I'll be back.
Okay. God, I've only been doing this for like, what, an hour? My wrist is already a bit pissed off. Just think if this was actually me using an actual pencil, how dirty my hand would be by now. Don't have enough detail in my hair, what the fuck? I'm getting lazy. Just needs a tiny bit more detail to where the lines go is all. I'm planning on fixing it up later. I just noticed that I didn't quite have the absolute and detail to where things actually went. I was just getting lazy. That's a hair bit. Oh, because that's the... Oh! That's actually my fucking hair. That's the fucking hair tie things. Oh god, I have to do the sword now. This is gonna be fun. Okay, ad break starts in a minute. When the ad break starts, I'm gonna pop out and get water. Might even get iced tea.
I deserve iced tea because people on Threads made me angry.
And yes, I know I'm the one that provoked, so I'm aware that my moodiness is partially my fault. But, you know, somebody's got to do this stupid on social media to try to defend both parts of, like, their goals in life. I guess. Maybe. Is that a fucking heart on the sword? Okay, brain, please stop doing TM Revolution's Harder Sword. Please! I cannot be held responsible if I start randomly babbling in Japanese from a song I haven't heard that much in like years. Okay. Wait, is it ad right now? It said it was gonna start an ad. What the fuck? I don't know. I'm confused. Oh god, I got a headache coming on for some reason. Probably because I'm thinking while I'm doing this, and thinking makes my brain hurt. That's what I get for getting so offended by threads I cry for an hour. Okay, 3-minute ad break. I'm heading off to go over water. I'll be back.
Okay.
Ad break ends in like 10 seconds. And I haven't finished shaking my iced tea yet. Oh, God.
I am not sorry.
You get to hear me shaking my iced tea. I don't know if it's getting picked up by the microphone or not, but oh God, it's gonna hurt my arm if I keep doing that. Hold on a minute. Telling Siri bot it's a good bot. I think I might have coded Carlbot to do that in one of our discords, because didn't we name it Mace in one of the other discords? As Carlbot the turtle. I don't know if I still did that or not, but I know that at one point we had. No, while I was getting my iced tea, I was asking Mom what her plans are for New Year's. And she's like, oh, we might do a little bit of cheese and crackers. We're not going to go all out like we did for Christmas. I'm like, good, because it's not that I don't appreciate the potato salad she did, but she's like exhausted to the max. And I think if we didn't do the nachos for, the family in question that the kids I'm a little bit sad not having to see again because they're starting to get a little bit nicer because they're growing up and stuff, but I'm still not quite sure who in their right mind sits there and says they can't afford anything and so they shouldn't come over because they can't bring anything. And when they finally come over, they order KFC. Because they don't think their kids should be eating vegetarian nachos for some stupid ass reason. Okay, I shouldn't be talking about families that drive me nuts on stream. They might watch my YouTube and call me out. I don't think so, but... Where's that fucking claw? Me trying to clean my screen. Because I sneeze on this fucker all the time. It's like, no wonder I can't see what the fuck I'm doing in this game. God, I gotta clean this when I'm turn it off later. I think you can use the same thing as your glasses cleaner, but if John's got screen cleaner in the living room, I'm grabbing it. God, that purple cloth's been with me for how many computers now? It's the only screen cloth that I've liked for years that we got from Noel Leemings at one point. I've had it for years, and Mom's like, I like it too, and so we've cut it down into pieces because it was massively huge. And it's purple. But it's the only one that's been harsh enough not to scratch, but harsh enough to get through, like, layers of, like, shit when I don't clean my stuff off for weeks. That sounds gross, and I'm sorry if anybody's grossed out by phones that don't get clean right away. But I forget to do it. And I don't think. Yes, I will be doing more better detailing of the hands later. I'm just getting everything sorted because likely that's when I redraw everything. Oh, that's right. I just was reminded of the titty jokes we were making about the backs of our outfits. Come on, Dusk. Be more respectful about game outfits at 7.4. I'm sorry, there's rose tits on the back of my outfit.
Sailor Rose Tits! I play Miqo'te, and I have tits in the wrong place.
Oh, God. I probably eventually will do more 14 on stream if it works better on Windows. I can't play it right now because even if I wanted to play, oh, well, actually, okay, I lie about that. I can theoretically play right now because I have resubbed. I could put it back on my PlayStation and play one of my non-Shadowbringers characters because I don't have I've only got the starter edition. I don't know if I can play up to Stormblood because the old license. I think I should be able to play up to level 70 because they've changed it. But I've got the old starter license, so I don't know how it works. Like I've got the I picked it. I put it on my PlayStation when I had to put one of my when I put that other Mac in for repair once. I was trying to learn controller. The only problem is that I would have to fucking do hot. I don't have hot. Oh, actually, no, I'll take that back. If I'm lucky, my backups of all my HUDs that are on there might have the backups of when you were trying to teach me Viper on Hotbar. I'm trying to think which class. Well, Ekka's Pugilist. Nixon is a fucking bard. Nixon's a bard. Aura's a bard. Oh, that's right. I'm warrior main on Coral. Unga fucking bunga. I still want to get my warrior to 100, but it's kind of hard when your partners are tank mains. Here's complaining at you, Darian. Stop being a tank main. I did have to laugh because for a while it was, oh, I don't mind you learning to tank. But then it's like, when we go to do the higher content, Angel's like, my ninja's not high enough. I'm like, well, we can go back and do your ninja. He's like, no, it's okay, I'll tank. I'm like, when do I get to tank? I know I'm a shit tank. I'm not the shittiest tank. I'm not a tank main because I don't. My problem is it's not just depth perception. It's the fact that I play tank like a DPS, and you can tell. Because if I'm quite honest, that's the only way I know how to play tank to a point. Is it's just switching from, like, helping grabbing the mobs to grabbing them all and waiting for the DPS to go, I didn't want you to do that, the healer's already dead. Oh, I just put a line by drawing. Oh, that's really dumb. What was I just doing? Oh, I started drawing the armpit and around the outfit. I'm supposed to draw the fucking sword.
I'm not smart.
Oh, God. I'm sitting here like going, I should learn how to, like, I know that today professional artists, when they do this shit, actually rotate their fucking canvas. I'm like, no, that's a clutch. I need to do it the manual way. And I'm like, that and I'd forget to rotate my canvas and fuck up everything anyways. I learned that when I was using Procreate. I was like, wait a minute, how do people do straight lines in angles that they can't normally do straight lines in? I know today's answer would be they used AI. I'd be like, no, because then it wouldn't be a straight line. Then it would be a straight line with like extra pixels. Oh, I remember what I was talking about earlier that I got distracted with. There's evidently an artist, like I said earlier, I was talking about how VGen doesn't usually, like a 99% sure rate that VGen doesn't allow AI on it. I hate witch hunts. However, I also don't like people that are disingenuous, that lie through their fucking teeth. So I'm trying to parse this one artist going, look, if I'm wrong, that's on me. I'm not trying to witch hunt. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on because I'm fucking confused. Because even I'm looking at their stuff going, wait a minute. Like, it's valid if there's artists that definitely look like AI because, we've all trained on a lot of stuff from Dan Bordo and otherwise. And I get it. But I'm looking at this going, okay, over a 12 to 20 hour span, you posted like 6 different styles. That's confusing. And I know that you could probably sit there and go to bat for them and go, well, artists change styles depending on what they do because, look, I can do shitty traditional. I have painted watercolor before. I have not sold watercolors before because all it was me trying to paint Baby Groot. Because I am not a traditional artist. I have always been more digital, and I understand that. And I get bored doing watercolors sometimes because they're pains in the asses and they take forever to get decent colors out of them. And then I remember, oh, you're not supposed to do vivid colors with watercolors. Oops. And then there's also, oops, I broke my paper because I was using watercolor and I did too much paint at once. The problem I have is that it's not that artists can't have different styles. The problem I have is, as somebody who's done AI, who's been in AI for the last, 3 years now? It'll be 3 years on Civet in late January, but it's been 3 years since I started using Midjourney, roughly. It's been like a couple months ago would have been my third year starting to toy with AI. It was somewhere between September and November, I think, of 2022. And I was kind of hesitant then, but it's kind of what solidifies my reasoning of I'm not 100% for it, but I'm not 100% against it. But I also don't like the fact that my exploration of it gets thrown in the dumpster with people that are disingenuous. Because look, again, if I am incorrect, I fully apologize. That's on me. If this artist is not using AI, and I'm not going to bring up the example because I don't want to make this a huge witch hunt, I'm just making an example of the situation, is if it's found out to be AI, I'm not at fault for the witch hunt before or after it. I just want a clarification because even I was fucking confused. But I was sitting there going, that looks like it's from Mistune. That looks like it's from another SDXL model I've seen. And that was the pinpointing of, look, if you are still proving that you are an artist and you are still doing normal art outside of AI, that's fine. But don't bring your perfect ass line art to me and show me a really too quick of a color process that could have been easily faked. I mean, they probably did do the colors, and that's fine. If you want to say that you've done AI and you colored it, that's cool. Maybe I don't like that you've done it commercially, and that's up to you. You do you, boo. I'm not really going to complain as long as you're not really doing too much shit to other people. Like, do no harm type shit. But please send cockroaches to OpenAI, because that would be funny. And maybe to Grok while you're at it. Maybe to wherever the hell Elon Musk is, because, Santa, please, make my life, less miserable. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be humanly asking for revenge on assholes. I guess more of my point is that this person was like showing the process, but it's not like me where I know that your speed paints really are from like start to finish. I've never seen an artist get away with showing their completely inked line art going, I did it. Except for in the okay, let me clarify that. I know I will get clipped out of context if anybody clips this, and I understand that I am the stupid that said that without thinking. It is on me, whatever the fuck I say in my own stream. I am an idiot. I get it. I cop to my stupid. I am aware that I mouth off on both in text and in voice. But my point of the matter is that apart from the fact that there are people that do that are in the industry for specific reasons, and I think I've seen it happen for like process for like games and stuff. A lot of times you'll see like the process in different stages, and you'll see like the linked like the inked line art, and you'll see the color process from that. And you know, I can get that, but that's somebody that you know that's already in the industry. That's not a starving, you know, independent artist that's going, right, cool, all right, here's the character design, and voila, here's the colors. That's different. You're not necessarily showing the process. You're kind of doing a reveal. And if that was your process on Threads to go, oh, look, this is part of the work in progress. I am revealing the line art as well as the colors. I might not complain so much because, you know, there's a difference between going, here's my drawing that I just started that's completely fucking perfect, and I've never shown you the process of how I drew it, to here's a gradient animation of me filling the colors in one by one. I didn't see any brushwork at all in the one video I saw. And again, it's like fake claiming I hate it, but in terms of art, it's like, look, if you used AI and you retouched line art and then you did some sort of generative fill, and you're just taking your take on that and you're exploring, I kind of don't give a shit. I want your honesty, though, because your profile says you're against AI, and that confuses the shit out of me. And I get that there's people that are trying to defend them, and at some points I am trying to defend one way or the other, but it's really hard when I'm like, oh, honey, your stuff does look like AI to me, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but please clarify, because this is confusing as shit. And I can't check on my phone because I uninstalled Threads from my phone because I just...
Mental health.
Yes. I'm allowed to reinstall it within probably a week or two when I can handle not breaking the fuck down of assholes being complete dickshits. And I'm aware it's partially my own fault because I really have a big thing of both fighting for artists for regulation and consent as in fighting with them, because I highly believe that if AI has to stick around, that artists deserve consent and regulation. Right now, they deserve all the consent in the world because I'm non-civic going, really? I mean, yeah, I know I'm not blameless because I see comic art and I'm like, I want to do something in something like that style. I want to make a mashup of that type of style. But I don't want to necessarily replace the artist because I'm usually just pretty much, when I make any funding off of any of the stuff I do in AI, it's usually goes straight the fuck back into training. In fact, honest to God, if I remember correctly, when I was making money off of Civet, that's exactly what was going on. The amount of money I've spent on AI between programming and otherwise, I have never caught any sort of profit. Not only that, but I tend to have morals on how far I will go with stuff. Okay, yes, I did a not safe for work lure recently. Did I care? Not really. The guy was really nice about it. He snuck in, paid $10. I was like, you know what? I've seen worse. This is not the worst I've seen. This is not that bad. Was it a little bit triggering? Yeah. But I prepped my mental health before cropping the images. I haven't tested it yet, but I've delivered it to him. I'll probably test it and make sure the lady's got clothes on it. because I can't prompt for dirty ass shit half the time anyways. My brain won't, well, I can if I really want to be an ass and meme on it, but I don't know. But a while back, somebody tried to pay me $30+ for shit. And my brain was like, why'd you cancel it? I was like, because it looked underage. And it was the dodginess of it. It was a no context reasoning of choir boys. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this. And then the person kept trying to pay me, and I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm refunding you. They're like, well, how dare you? I'm like, go find somebody else. My line is, most of the time I don't really want sexy time shit. But if you sneak it in and you don't ask me, if you don't ask me ahead of time and it's not that bad, I probably won't really care one way or the other. It's more brain protection. But if you're sending me AI generated pictures of choir boys, I don't care if they're in safe for work positions. I know how dodgy people get. I'm not gonna be responsible for that. And the reason why I specifically stand by and say that is because, in terms of training, the buck should not just stop with the commissioner. The buck should sometimes stop with the person that's training it as well. Because you're in possession of the data set. So if you have something dodgy, you really are in responsibility of what's in your hands. Something I picked up from doing design was, you're responsible for what the fuck you're doing. It's your morals, you live with it, so... The amount of people that I've had to fight going, oh, you know, this, that, or the other thing is legal where I'm from. It's like, yeah, well, honey, the regulations don't necessarily just matter for your country. And they're like, but, you know, it's legal where I am. It's like, I just looked it up. No, it's not. And I'm not specifying what that legality is. You can use your imagination and ask me after stream, because I'm not getting banned. I'm not alluding to really asinine shit on here. Well, I mean, alluding to it's one thing, but and not saying it. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm not gonna be like getting in legal trouble for saying shit I'm not supposed to say on stream. Bad enough one time I almost doxed myself on my photo ID. Yes, I did that on stream once, and Theo came in later on and yelled at me. I have no social smarts sometimes on Twitch. I do have to laugh when it's on average is not acceptable to talk about age on Twitch, except for usually if you're the streamer. I validate why. It's a safety thing. But it's always funny when somebody starts talking about certain games from certain eras. I'm like, how do I talk about shit without aging myself? Like, people are like, oh, did you see the new Backstreet Boys single? And I'll be like, oh, fuck. I know how my parents feel. Also, I on a fucking random, like, ass side note of what, like, totally distracted from all the other situations I've been talking about, you know that you're getting old when Celebrity Family Feud are celebrities that are either slightly older than you or are in, like, the slight generation before you. So, like, shit you grew up... Like, I'm not talking, like, Michael J. Fox level type people, necessarily, because this wasn't necessarily A-listers. But this was Kevin Smith was on one of the teams, and Justin Long was on the other team. I'm like, oh... It's people around my age and, like, within the, like, you know, the next 10... Because isn't Kevin Smith around Angel's age? I'm looking that up. Hold on. Is Silent Bob in his 50s? And I'm not talking about the New Zealand Kevin Smith. Okay. Yes, he's 55. He's a couple years older than Angel. And he's looking fucking amazing. Okay. The reason why I was saying that was it was Kevin Smith on one side, and a bunch of other celebrities who I can't remember who exactly it was. And there was like a younger comedian or something on one side and a bunch of other celebrities on the other. But I've just decided that, first of all, you have your normal radio-friendly music that happens anyways. So, like, you'll suddenly be in the grocery store and they'll play, like, fucking Ed Sheeran because he's fairly radio-friendly, fairly, like, safe to play in most stores. You know, he's a little bit on the older side, but they'll even play some, like, newer Taylor Swift if it's, you know, sane enough for the radio. But you know that you are getting into the point where you are over 35 when you're in the grocery store. Actually, this started over 5 years ago. I was in my early 30s when they started this shit. So, certain more off the wall, like kitschy sort of like accessory, sort of like whatever the fuck you call typo. I know they don't have this shop in the U.S. I don't think, because it's an Australian-based store, but we have it here, and it tends to be like. It's like a stationery and other type store. So it's like a cross between. I'd say it's like a cross between Spencer's and a stationery store. Because you can get naughty magnets and like not super extremely naughty ones, not as bad as Spencer's, but like you can get snarky magnets, coffee mugs with snarky sayings on them, notebooks with snarky sayings on them. You can get string lights, some, you know, random art supplies. It's not like super professional art supplies. It's not like you're going to go get your crafts from there necessarily. But, like, we also have this stupid ass shop called Smiggle here that's for the more long lines for, like, kids and stuff. But, like, Mom and I like shopping at Typo because we used to like getting notebooks all the time and, you know, right, like, they'd have really cute mugs and stuff, so we got a couple of decent mugs from there a few times. And half of our magnets on the fridge are from there. But whoever's doing the playlist, because they don't like using the corporate playlist, will sit there and put like 90s music on. You're like, how old are you at the counter? Oh, I'm in my early 20s. I'm like, excuse me while I walk out, bare myself 6 feet under. This is gonna be suck if I ever find a hot topic in New Zealand and I walk into there and be like, yo, what's up? And they'd be like, who the fuck are you? I'd be like, just I don't know, hot topic. And they'll be like, get out of here, you fucking boomer. Mind you, I was too neurodivergent for hot topic because it wasn't. My problem is I was never really a goth. I'm not really a punk either. I think it's literally that fact that the Zennials are the quintessential we you know, the late Xers and the early millennials for the start of the emo, and I think mid millennials are more the scene kids, and then you have late millennials like the Idiot Voice Call, who are like, I'm an emo too. I like My Chemical Romance. Okay, kid, do you want your sucker now? Yeah, please. I'm waiting for somebody to get mad because I just called him a child. I called you a child. Are you going to get mad at me?
I'm gonna fight. I fight.
Fisty fucking cat.
Fight.
It's Notre Dame theme. Fight. I don't even remember what the Notre Dame theme is. I just remember that it had fight in it. My brain's like, I want to find out what the fuck happened to that artist on Threads. I'm like, no, not until after stream. I'm not reinstalling Threads for a few days on my phone. No, bad. I feel bad because we got over emotional. We had this really cool AI picture of one of our altars on our phone. But because we were really moody this morning and it triggered us, we took it off. We didn't delete it, but we took it off. But then it's like, I'm looking over at my phone. I'm like, why do I need a picture of a cute thing on my phone when I can walk into the living room and go pet it? Which is funny because I think we used to have Jack on our phone all the time when we were either Jack or Molly for a while on our phone. But then again, with Jack, I didn't have to wait for him to go in the living room to go pet him. He would barge the fuck in while my door was shut and go, "You're not allowed to stream. Arf, 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 pet me, walk me." That was part of what the problem is later on with Jack, was just like, ugh. I want to stream more next year I think this year's just been a doozy. Hey, you know what? Actually, I can't really say much. We have streamed more this year. I think. It's been more sporadic this year, and I think actually, no, we haven't streamed more this year, but I've had more life events happen this year than I have technically in previous years. I don't know. I can't promise that I streamed more last year or this year. It feels like I streamed a little bit more this year because it's the 27th of December, and I can't tell you if I have. I think actually, yes, I think technically it's been about equal or a little bit more this year. It's just been really sporadic because you've been sick, Angel's been sick, John had a stroke back in April. I was tempted to stream on Christmas night, but I was so fucking tired. And then I felt bad because I'm a chicken shit when it comes to thunderstorms and computers. But the problem I have to remember is that the type of severe thunderstorms we're having were not necessarily in my specific area directly. We had some of the effects of the weather, but the lightning strikes weren't in our area. They were largely they were in the rough area, but they weren't. We had a really wild storm once that actually did short some of the electricity stuff in some areas. I think I did something around, I think it shorted the fire thing in the outdoor hut or something. But I remember actually being awake and hearing a big ass loud boom that time. That was about, oh god, that was 10 years ago now, I think, roughly. Might have been a little bit before that, I'm not sure. But we had some really weird ass fucking winter storm, I think it was. And I don't remember if it was the Caversham substation or the McAndrew Road one. Or the Andy Bay one, I don't remember which one it was, but one of the two actually had gotten damaged in the storm, which is fucking rare as shit here. Like, it's rare enough to get thunderstorms, so I was kind of cheekily going, oh my fucking god, yes, thunderstorms. And I wasn't afraid of the thunderstorm. I didn't think we were going to get tornadoes or anything. My fear was, this fucking computer's so much of a recyclable tin can at this point that all I need is for the underground cabling to fail and this thing to short itself. So what does my dumbass do on Boxing Day? Yeah, it's just a thunderstorm. What am I going to do? I sat there on Christmas Day, not having the computer on for a couple of hours because I was like, oh my god, thunderstorm. What if for this, that, or the other thing? My mom's like, you've never been in a thunderstorm? Like, shut up. I have, but like in the 90s, we used to turn the computers off during a thunderstorm. And of course, Quinn's like, yes, turn it off. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, how stupid am I? I mean, in theory, yes, you probably should be careful during a thunderstorm, but like, it's always dependent. Like, I don't remember it being like, growing up, I don't remember it being you had to do it during a normal thunderstorm. If it was a severe thunderstorm, yes. And rightly so. I can't promise this was the same kind of severe thunderstorm as in the U.S. because all I heard was about, I don't know, up to about 10 really, really fucking loud booms, really good flashes of lightning, and we got some really good downpour, which, yes, for here's a severe thunderstorm, but chances are really good. The worst of it was either on the north side or out by Mosgiel, or it was like even further out off the coast. Usually, if we're getting the thunder booms and the lightning will probably be off the coast, and we're just getting part of the weather. I mean, it's still got to be, said that it's a severe thunderstorm, but, like. That being said, one of the 2 days it was actually pretty nasty looking at one point outside. Oh yeah, that's right. That wasn't the first day we had first time this month we had nasty weather like that. What was it? Thinking. Early December, when we had the Christmas lunch at church, it was already raining a little bit. We knew it was probably going to thunderstorm, just because it was forecast to. But it was interesting because we got out of the church and was going to go out to go pick up Baxter because he was getting his haircut. And it was raining quite interestingly at that point. It was somewhat raining when we left, and then by the time we got done with church and came out, it was really starting to be interestingly, downpoury and stuff. And I was like, yeah, cool. We're coming off the motorway with the dog on the car, and we're like, oh yeah, it's gonna thunder. It's gonna be a thunderstorm. I think that day we got hail too. And Baxter was just looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you're supposed to be nicer than our previous dogs. And Baxter's like, looking at Mom like, what do I do, Mama? This one's weird. My furniture's talked back really weirdly. Oh yeah, I don't claim to be this dog's sibling, even though technically I kind of am. It's funny to say I'm its employee. I am Baxter's employee and furniture. Mind you, everybody's his furniture at this point. Everybody's got bruises on their legs. Mom's got the worst of them, sadly. I probably shut up and just do art, damn it. Art chicken, how far am I? Well, we got the line work getting there. It's getting there. I just want to check something real quick. Okay. I wonder if I could get music in the background. Let's see how much this dips my stream. No. I can't. I'm watching my frame rates just go. Mind you, my frame rates are going no matter what I do. Why in God's name are my frame rates going so wild? Oh, well, it helps that Keka was kind of being a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know. I hate that. I'm dipping between 30 and 16 frames a second here. So it's like no wonder nobody's watching because like my frame rate's all over the fucking place. And all I have up is Discord voice and Clip Studio. Which probably means that OBS isn't supporting my GPU anymore. That's probably what it is. I gotta get onto Windows because then I can get my GPU to behave. Because right now, like, Sequoia doesn't have drivers for my fucking GPU, and that's probably why I should not have streamed today. It's like I should have, but at the same time I shouldn't have. I should have been like backing up my computer and going, yeah, I'm sorry, I wanted to stream, but I forgot I can't because I don't technically have a GPU according to my operating system.
Oh God.
What?
I still can't believe that. Your operating system says you don't have a GPU. How the fuck would you be able to use your operating system if you didn't have a GPU?
Okay, because it knows I have an AMD. Because it's recognized in the hardware. What it is it's fucking feign obsolescence with Apple. Okay, so in Windows, whenever your drivers get updated, you have to manually update them yourselves, right? Right?
Not always.
No. You either have to manually update them, or you have gotten smart at some point and turned on auto updates of your drivers. That's what I'm meaning. You are in charge of either updating them yourself, or somehow your driver dependents are. I think Windows handles some of them now. I don't remember if Windows handles them all now, but sometimes, like, Windows can handle them for you. Don't ask me, don't quote me. But that's a matter of, I don't remember because it's been, 8 years probably since I fucking used a Windows machine more than... It's not that I don't like Windows, it's just that I haven't used Windows in probably almost 10 years. Much as I want to say that it wasn't 10 years, it's getting almost 10 years. Even if it's not manual, a lot of times for GPUs, especially if you're building it, so when you first built your computer, you probably had to download the drivers for it.
I don't know. I didn't set up my computer. Angel did.
Okay, let's rephrase this then. When Angel set your computer up for you, because he's a very loving human being, he probably took care of the drivers, because let's just be real, when you go to Google search my AMD drivers, you're going to get 5 virus-laden websites, and then you'll finally get AMD. Not your fault. That's not what caused your computer to go kaput the one time, but I'm just saying that happens to people. False graphics drivers, the usual. Usually when you first set up your computer, you are responsible for your drivers. There's some basic support for your thing, but a lot of times, like for certain games and shit, you really should have your own drivers from the maker. Because stock standard Windows comes with like some basic support for stuff. And I don't remember, but I think Windows might be able to do some of that for you, like I said, but I don't remember. I just know that when you first start, it used to be you have to do a lot of it manually. Like when I go into doing it, from what I've heard, I have to do things manually because Apple doesn't automatically tell it what kind of GPU I have. It just goes, please don't let this person use Windows. Please make them use Mac. And in theory, I could probably downgrade to Ventura, but let's be real. How much for the last year have I been bitching that nothing is supported on Ventura anymore? The answer is... What is asshole Apple feigned obsolescence for 500, Alex? A lot of why I went up to Ventura was just like, oh, okay, Catalina is kind of dropping support. You know, my computer's still supported with Ventura. Okay, cool. You know, most of the games I play are fine on Ventura. That's cool. That's neat. Yep, cool. I mean, Catalina was the last version of Mac OS that... Well, no, it was the first version of Mac OS that didn't support 32-bit games. Excuse me, well, nobody can see me making stupid ass faces in the background. I'm literally raising my eyebrow like a dork here and going, ha 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 ha, pointing to how much I hate Apple's ecosystem. I'm not telling people not to use a Mac, by the way. And sure, I know that you can use, you know, an Apple Silicon on a Mac. Not what I meant. You use an Apple Silicon, aka a Mac with Silicon, whatever the fuck. You know, ARM Mac Silicon, whatever the fuck. I call them ARM Macs rather than Silicon because my brain equates ARM and Silicon to the same type of technology. They're not the same specific internals, but they're roughly the same technology. Leave me alone. I didn't graduate in computer engineering. I graduated in graphic design. Leave me alone. Remember, people, I am the idiot in about 2003 or 2004 when we had an apartment with Dad or whatever. Friend of ours knew that we had a virus on the computer. I told Darian this story. Like, yeah, just format your computer. I don't think your antivirus can get rid of that once. If you format that one, should be fine. It was old enough days where formatting got rid of it. You can't do that anymore because it's still sit. A lot of times, if it's just stuck in BIOS, you're fucked. Did I listen to reason of he meant refresh the operating system and redo everything type format? No. I went, opened up the computer, didn't turn on Windows, and said C/format. Sorry, C:/format. Dogmatic Bedsheet 82. Okay, that's an interesting one. Dude. I wonder what the spam was on that. I'll have to look. I will have to look later because I can't look while I'm on stream. Thank you, Seribot. I would type good bot again, but I've already done it once, and it's not that you don't deserve praise, Seribot. But I'm kind of drawing and chatting. So yes, Mac, kind of, I don't know, the Apple Silicon cracks me up because in order to use, the same thing kind of with ARM for like PCs. So the whatever the fuck they're using the new Surface laptops, it's like, you know, not Intel. It's emulation. And I realized that for Windows that's not so bad. But I have to laugh because a lot of that's just because it needs to... For Windows, that just means it's got to be the same architecture as the Intel to a point. So it's got to emulate the old school architecture. I get that. We have emulators for old school architecture on most computers. That's normal to a point. But with Apple, it cracks me up because you're like, you must install Rosetta. I didn't understand for like the last year and a half what the fuck Rosetta was for. I was like, the shit is this stuff for? And I'm like, what the fuck is Rosetta for? Turns out Rosetta's the emulation environment for Mac. It's a Mac OS software. So, and yes, hear me out. I realize that this is what I learned from an LLM. But it stacks, and I will do more research later because I don't need it. What the fuck do I care? It's not like I'm feeding you misinformation. It's that I'm warning you ahead of time. I'm pretty sure that the LLM was right on that because of what it's meant to be used for. Because if you want to play Final Fantasy XIV on a Silicon Mac, you have to install Rosetta. So if it's a 32-bit architecture emulator, well, gee, I don't know. My answer to that is just install Windows. I mean, it doesn't really work that way for Silicon Macs. You still have to deal with the fact that you're on the same type of technology as an ARM PC, but I don't know. Fucking made me laugh when I found that out. I was like, why? Why? I'm like, why didn't you just get a PC? I mean, if you like Macs, that's fine. I'm an ass. I've used Windows off and on since I was a kid. I like tinkering with Macs. I like tinkering with Linux. I'm an equal top opportunity technology idiot. Which is how I get myself into trouble with artists, because I'm an equal opportunity technology idiot, and AI was one of those. Well, Photoshop's one of those, and that used to get me in trouble too, but, you know, and that's what cracks me up about anti-AI on threads. Not people that are against AI for good reason, mind you. There's a difference between the specific bottom barrel of the internet, which somehow includes conspiracy theory boomers on top of that, and normal people who are very hesitant and against AI and have a lot of good reason why. I'm okay with nuance. I don't mind. I actually totally prefer nuance because I don't like bias. I will scream for no bias in the world because nobody has to be the same. But you get some of these weird ass anti people. They're just doing some weird ass shit. Like, I fucking don't even understand them so much. Like, it's just really funny. Like, not just that, but like, you've got people that are like, I saw the letters A and I on my desktop. Does that mean I'm using artificial intelligence? And we're like, Hunty, that's Adobe Illustrator. What about that one? That's Adobe InDesign. Well, what does it do? Generate images for me? No. Though it is funny when there's like people that are absolutely against generative AI. And except for the parts where like you genuinely have the reasoning of, I understand that Photoshop has that sort of feature. I personally don't like AI. I won't use the AI features, but I personally prefer Photoshop. That sort of reasoning I will stand behind because you're giving me personal reason rather than, oh, I don't fucking care. I'm going to use Adobe all I want. It's like, what? One guy was interesting because English wasn't his first language. He was German, but it was because I'm not used to German cadence when it's younger slang that doesn't quite well translate even today. Like, a lot of more modern German doesn't always translate. The idioms don't translate very well. And that's valid. I had to learn that lesson once, and I patted the guy on the back. I was like, you know what? I apologize for calling you a bot. I didn't know. I'm the idiot. Even the LLM was like, no, he's not a bot. I was like, but, you know, it couldn't translate that. And it was like, no, that's a perfect translation. They're German idioms. I am a machine, and I hate to call you the idiot child, but you're the idiot child. Yes, people, I am the idiot that actually can get called out by an LLM because I don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, that's really sad when a machine calls a human out for being stupid. Ding, ding, ding. I have the award for being a brain-dead idiot. No, I don't. For a while, I was giving out Darwin Awards on threads. I realized that Darwin Awards are for stupid deaths. But I started giving people Darwin Awards on the internet for about a week. It was my rage bait, and I really kind of haven't stuck to my idea of trying to be rage baity for clout because I hate doing it. But it was funny for a couple of days, and then I was just like, I don't really want clout. I just want people to be nice to each other. I don't even care about how many followers I have on threads. It's getting to the point where I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. This is what happens when I have a tiny brush and I have to use the 2 brush, and I didn't want to do that. Because then it's too much like a darker pencil. And I whine. I am not funny. I know, my stream is just me bitching, whining, and moaning. But I warned people that's really what it was all going to be today. It was just me bitching, whining, and moaning. And not making any fucking sense. Okay, and sadly, somebody in our system just said, "Do you have a moment to speak to our Lord Emmett Silk?" I'm like, which one? And then somebody just started singing the fucking Lumberjack song. I need therapy. And I don't mean, like, I have trauma and I need therapy. I have alter radio and I need to find out who the fuck needs therapy. How do you get along with the fact that somebody was just like, "Do you have a moment to talk to our Lord and Savior, Solus Galvis?" And I'm like, what the fuck? And somebody else in the system's like, "I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay." I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to exist. This will go on YouTube and nobody will watch it because I'm not funny. Actually, no, I'll take that back. I know the people that are going to watch it are going to be all the artists that are sad that I also use AI sometimes because reasons, and I'm not going to go into the full sort of bullshit on why. We know that I'm a dipshit and I like technology, and that it's an exploratory medium, and that's okay. Well, that's the short of it. There's a lot more to it than that, but I'm going to say that basically not all of my AI is definitely art, and that's fine. But the annotates are going to be on YouTube going, "That's AI. You used AI to do that," and I'll be like, "Honey, I tried to install Comfy UI on this thing once to try to do AI locally, and you know what? My GPU shit itself." And the only other time after that I've ever seen that happen is the one time I was playing 14, and I was out in Heritage Farm, found. It is not Heritage Farm, though I really don't want to start calling it that for fate farming reasons. Do you need your stuff for the Phantom Weapon? Go the fuck out to Heritage Farms today. There will be lots of sentries for you to farm at Heritage Farms. See license and application where possible. We are not responsible for what happens when the dome falls upon you. If you nosebleed because a Tino Dino baby comes after you and says he wants to fight because he is king, you just hug little bastard, okay? You just hug him. We haven't seen him since, what, 7.2? Oh, no. We saw him in 7.3. I was about to say 7.2, but no, we saw him in 7.3. Because he was there with us in the preservation offices. When they made us do puzzles and half the internet shit itself because we had to do puzzles. I remember there being videos about that too. How dare they make us do logic puzzles in a game that is about logic and mechanics? Especially when they give me DDR bosses and I can never remember where the fuck to stand and I die. Well, that's annoying. The flower fucking clips into the sword. Which is one of those things where it's my fault for posing that way. I have to say, I'm not against this outfit. In fact, it was really cute. I get to talk another part about our other community we hang out in sometimes. So, I want to talk really quick about Paintball. Because we don't tend to hang out in the Discord as much anymore, but I might go ahead and go back and join up with them because, like, most of the shit's done, and, you know, whatever shit that confused us is water under the bridge by now. I was more doing it because, like, I didn't know what was going on, and Fish was just getting really frustrated, and I was just like, okay, I have no fucking clue what's going on. I hide when there's danger. Except for when I get myself into danger, and then I don't hide, and then I'm screwed. But anyways, I'm not saying Paintball is bad. I'm actually saying Paintball overall, Fish is kind of like the leader of it. Fishbone96 on Twitch and YouTube. They're, like, wild. They got a little VTuber group now, and I was hanging out with them again in their stream because Zach and Fish and a couple others. Zach and Fish were streaming. I don't know if anybody else was, but they were all in voice call together doing the Carnegie raids. And I don't know where the fuck this started. So I will have to come back at a later date and get the answer for this because I really don't want to have to like swap windows since I know my FPS is kind of going up and down because for some stupid reason I got to like do that. I have barely anything open. It's probably it might be because I have Spotify still technically open, and it could be that I have QuickTime. Well, not QuickTime. I have like a Mac OS preview open because I need to see what's going on outside of having to flip the layers open. Do you, Darian, remember why they use pink?
Do not remember why.
Is it just a meme?
I think so.
Okay, because didn't they fucking dye most of their fucking FC house pink?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was in Fish's stream when they were doing the Arcadian stream, he was like normally you hear on the internet how men toxically hate the color pink. I have never heard of a dude be so happy that his gear was fucking that neon pink. Fish and I were agreeing. They definitely were looking out for Paintball with this new gear. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it. But when I dyed it to match my aesthetic, it was actually really interesting looking. I mean, it was cool when I should have taken a picture before it was pink, but me, glam, has to die. But it was just interesting the fact that everything was so stark pink, and Fishbone was just like, yeah, I'm in my element right now. I was like, yeah, no, it's like the Paintball official colors. I'm gonna admit I'm definitely not internet famous. It's really funny because they'll sit there and go, oh yeah, views and followers don't mean a whole lot, it's more engagement. I'm like, well, yeah, that's cool. I agree. Because on the normal part of the internet, I got absolutely fucking nothing. And then there's Civet, where it's like, I got 6.8 thousand followers, and I'm like, are any of you guys bots? And then I realized that, with AI, it's just, they just need to know when I'm making them porn, and then they're happy, and they fuck off. And then there was that one time on TikTok where I was making TikTok filters, and I'm like, that's about the equivalent of the modern day. This one time at Bandcamp, I know it's not really, but it kind of was for me because I was getting followers because I was making the most hilariously ass cracked filters, and people kept automatically fucking reporting them. And also partly I think it was the Chinese government's got like really weird laws for ByteDance, which I can kind of understand is part of the problem. But some of the reasons one of the original ones got banned was like religious issues, and I was like, there's nothing in it that was religious and like maybe slightly racist, but like I don't know. I don't even know if any of them still exist, but evidently I've got like 5,000 followers on TikTok. But the same thing happens with TikTok with like more than 100 followers is they don't really get your content in their feed. Modern social media is people don't follow you for you. People just follow you to boost your follower count. But in saying that, I'm pretty loud on Threads, so I do get a lot of views and I get smallish engagement. Like, if that equated to how much shit I got on YouTube, I'd be monetized by now. Well, I wouldn't be monetized by now because I think they still have like a $500 or $1,000 person follower count requirement, which is fine. YouTube's got a higher tier for that, but I'm not going into YouTube ethics right now. Not in the middle of all this shit where I don't understand where I'm going with most social media anymore. I'm autistic. As soon as something's bad, my brain tells me, okay, it's bad, don't do it. Which is probably why for half of 2021 and 2022 I wasn't streaming as much as I should have, because I kept hearing all this bad shit going on about Twitch and I got hate rate and I was like, oh, I should keep myself safe. Yes, I'm just drawing swirly circles because rose titties. Don't clip that, I'm not funny. Except I'm not funny and I'll probably clip of myself later because I need content on YouTube. I go through at this point where I'm like, I'm an only child, I'm not funny, I'm a DID system and I'm not funny. Clip self for content. I'm still not funny, but I got 5 views. Woohoo, I'm proud of myself. Am I a narcissist then? No, you're just an idiot. Okay, cool. God. I feel like I'm talking to nobody and you're in the background going, what's wrong with you? Oh, wait, that's right. I'm your partner. Never mind. I can't say that. Wait, yes, I can. I know, you're only half paying attention, I know, but I'm like, when I have these moments where I'm like, I need a stream where they're like, I have you in the background, and I could have maybe had music in the background, but if I wanted to play Spotify, I'd have to fucking re-log into Spotify, which I haven't decided what the fuck I want to do about Spotify, with the fact that Spotify, one, going back to AI for a second here, there's rumors around, and I haven't found proof of this, but I read it on Threads, so I'm saying it's a rumor. I will have to look it up later. That all 300 and some terabytes worth of music on Spotify is scraped, and is now plausibly in an AI dataset. On top of the fact that I hate the fact that Spotify runs pro-Israel ads, and that I hate that Spotify is a warmongering piece of shit. I'm not the one that pays for it, and half the time lately I've just been using YouTube when I really want to listen to music. But I don't know. I'm not the one that pays for it, so, and I know that use of it's still classified as, ethically incorrect, but it's like, okay, and I've shopped at Target. I drink soy milk. The vegans think that's just as like, there are some vegans that think that is utterly ecologically incorrect if it's the ones that I'm thinking of. Not like, the PETA level. Well, no, I think PETA tends to think that if you... Evidently, PETA ran an ad once that said, drinking milk causes autism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Yeah, they did.
Oh! Gaming-centric with PETA. Oh, God. I forgot to tell you this because I was watching this when you weren't... When you weren't in call. It might have been after call or something. So, this isn't related to what I'm about to talk to, but I'm going to introduce the subject by talking about the thing that we've been talking about off and on. So, you know that I've been watching Muujin, who's been doing a lot of videos on the VTuber drama?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he decided to go through and do a video on how PETA got absolutely fucking smashed by not only the public, but the Japanese government. I don't remember exactly what part. I don't know if he was in government or still or what, but he was like a prefecture like senator type person. Don't know if you saw the ad or not, but did you know they went after Horse Girl game this year?
Uma Musume?
Yeah. Did you know they went after that?
Yeah.
Not only did they get shit on by the public and a member of, like, you know, Japanese government stuff, but the original owner of the horse that had inspired the character in not only the game but the anime.
The original owner of the horse did as well, yeah.
Yeah.
They got pissed.
Oh. The Japanese government dude was like corporate level pissed. Because you know that he's got to be like nice and everything and be, you know, very, you know, academically smart about how he says stuff. The former horse owner was like, fuck off and die. I was like, and yet supposedly I'm worse than PETA for using AI. I'm not. But I have that clapback somewhat because it's amazing how people will go through that and go, well, yeah. I think I've seen people actually say you're worse than the Holocaust and other things. It's like, what? Some of them are bots that say that, but some of them are real people. And I'm like, did you copy that off of a bot? And they're like, no, this person was real. And I'm like, honey, that was a bot. That was a Chinese or Russian bot. And it was lying to you so you would stir up trouble on the algorithm. Oh! I know this is not news to you, but amongst the fact that I was reminded of the VTuber drama, are we happy that Paimon got recasted?
Yes.
I am not sorry she got recasted. It was a whole fuck ton of virtue signaling from people that were not even in. So, and worse off, Paimon's voice actor went out to admit she wasn't even doing that virtue signaling to help anybody. She was trying to get more people into SAG-AFTRA, which was even worse because she was in the part of SAG-AFTRA where it was really difficult to get back into the main part because she was working on non-contract stuff and basically she was doing what everybody else didn't want to do. She was technically what's considered quote-unquote scabbing, which is taking on non-union projects, which is against SAG-AFTRA's SAG-AFTRA's policies. And I'm like, you sit there and say you're doing this for the people, and then you come out and go, no, I just want to get more contracts for SAG-AFTRA. I'm like, and you sat there on TikTok and had an 8-minute rant in front of a toilet? I thought I was nuts. Do I hope she gets work elsewhere and, you know, solves her financial difficulties? Sure. But no, I don't want you to fucking touch Paimon again. Oh, the answer to the internet, pretty much even Mioni's pretty much said. Not Mioni, no, it was Rinan. It wasn't Mioni, it was Miran. A lot of fans are in agreement that, no, they didn't replace Jonathan Bailey. He was probably sick.
Mm-hmm.
And rightly so. The video was great because he said, well, there isn't a lot of proof to say how or why he wasn't replaced, but it would be unprofessional for somebody doing voice acting to come out and go, oh, I was just having a really bad day. I'm really sorry. even though it's human to do that, it's kind of unprofessional, sadly. Whereas if I do that, I'm like, I had a fucking meltdown, I'm sorry. Welcome to Why I Don't Have a Job. I thought maybe there was an issue with his voice and maybe they had replaced him at first, but once you get through, half a 7.4 dialogue with him, you start hearing a little bit more of the nuance of Jonathan Bailey's voice. And I have to hand it to him. Not all voice actors will do the same sort of voice per se. I mean, I realize if I listen to Jonathan Bailey talking in an interview, he's going to sound a little different in cadence and sort of like how he says his words than Graha, but he doesn't change his voice much for Graha. Like, the first time I heard much of an interview from him, I'm like, I mean, he sounds quite similar in Bridgerton, so I was just like, huh. I haven't seen him in the movies yet because I haven't seen the first Wicked movie yet. And is the second Wicked movie already out?
I didn't know there was a second Wicked movie. What the fuck?
He just filmed and finished. Yeah, there's a second Wicked movie. Yeah, there's a second one. But he's also, evidently Jonathan Bailey's also in Jurassic World, the newest one. So I'm like, what did he do? Replace Chris Pratt? I don't even know if Chris Pratt's in it. I'm teasing. I'm not. I'm kind of over being a pain in the ass about Chris Pratt. He's. I have bigger fish to fry than some of his weird ass views. He's religious and stuff, and that's cool. And he's been sucked up by Hillsong, but I don't remember him being a total dick on social media, so he gets somewhat of a pass. Like, I don't remember there being a whole fuck ton of controversy other than the fact that he got really religious for a while and people didn't like it, but also people got kind of bored of him because he just wasn't that funny anymore. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. I think there was something where he was a little bit of an asshead on social media, but I think it was relative towards, I don't know if he said something or just the fact that he ended up in Hillsong, but it was like, at least he's not Scientologist and at least he's not protesting like the Westboro Baptist Church. There, I've outlined the rose titties. Oh god, I still have a whole fucking sword to finish. Why do I have K-pop Demon Hunter stuck in my head now?
It's your brain telling you to watch the fucking show.
I've seen about 30 minutes of it. Twice.
Ooh, you know there's a lot more content in it than that, right?
I've seen the movie trailer, you know, that you know the epic voice guy when he does this, you know, fake movie trailer versions, like he did, you know, not the how it should have ended version, but you know, the other guy when he does the new voiceovers and stuff, and he does the you know, a redo of the movie trailer. I've seen that, so I basically roughly know what the whole storyline is. Oh, and I've seen, you know, the half Asian, the full Asian, and the dipshits in between emotional damage version of K-pop Demon Hunters. Put it this way, I think I've pretty much seen the ending of it. Because if I remember correctly, the ending roughly is... Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to spoil it to anybody on the stream that wants to see it, but I think I've seen the ending is all I'm saying. Knowing that the cadence of movies of what the kind of sort of effect of the scene that I'm thinking of that I've seen is that I'm pretty sure I've seen the ending. And when I said the thing about emotional damage, it was because I was meeting Danny Fans and Miqo'te, and I was meeting fucking Stephen He. Which I get is Danny's business clout version of being a dipshit, and that's cool. He is doing a lot of work to try to get better at dancing and everything. That's cool, and so is Stephen He. But I'm a little bored of seeing it all on my feed when I'm like, I thought we were done. Can we move on to the next thing? And then suddenly it's like somebody does Golden, but it's like Thancred with big man tits, and I'm like, I don't know how they okay. I am not trying to talk about this in terms of the idea. So, first of all, I'm not in game and I'm not showing modifications to game. I am only asking this as an artistic medium of I've seen, people do those machinima things for Final Fantasy XIV. I am not asking anything about modification in terms of anything that Square would really want to get cranky at me for. I am not trying to verify modification one way or the other. I am asking from an artistic standpoint of the way that people have done machinima. Not necessarily Kurosakura, but I've seen people do like the dance machinima where they go into places and I'm like, you can't really do explorer mode in raids, can you?
You don't think so?
Okay, so then how the fuck do you get in the Arcadian with otherwise?
I don't know.
I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to dox people into whether they use mods or otherwise. I get it. I'm just asking about the machinima thing. I'm not trying to do the Fight Club thing. I'm just it's interesting. It's cool. I think we're also past the fact that you can kind of mention some format of whether you use them or not, because I'm not trying to sit here and advertise mods here either. I'm just talking about the aspect of an artistic format of things that have been used with for Final Fantasy. I know that other people use Blender as well. I don't have the brain stamina for Blender. I've tried it. I've tried to learn 3D animation. I don't have a computer that can basically do anything half the time. As proven that my FPS keeps dipping all the way down to 7 if I even look at it the wrong way. Which is basically proof that Sequoia is you can't exist. Oh yeah, that's right, you were asking me why it's drivers, but it's also the nuance of the thing that I forgot to mention was it's not just drivers. So I know that I am ADHD all over the place because I've sidetracked so much, but to answer the rest of your question on why does my operating system not necessarily recognize my GPU? The answer is because of a stupid translation layer called Metal. And they are currently on Metal 4. And while some AMD GPUs are allowed, I found out why I've got basically the same GPU as you. That doesn't mean you've got a bad GPU, by the way. You don't have a perfect one, you don't have a really expensive one, that's cool, that's not a problem. We've both got reasonably decent middle-of-the-round GPUs that you probably still can get. This version's probably somewhere. It can't be that expensive. It's I would say for gaming GPU, the one that we have, because we both roughly have the same chipset, it's just slightly different. In fact, we might even have the same chipset, just a couple years apart. Mine's evidently a 2017 modified version that they just shoved in and said, it's a new GPU, really? I've got 2019 hardware except for one piece. Welcome to Apple's bullshit. And that new person I met from the XIVM Mac Discord was like, yeah, I just don't understand why yours shipped with that GPU. And I was like, I don't know either until I learned that it was a 2017 chipset. And I was like, oh god. Like, PCs are more than able to survive doing, older style GPUs. It's not a problem. Nobody can always afford the newest and brightest thing. Shit, you know, they are sort of like, people are predicting that Nvidia will still produce consumer cards throughout this RAM apocalypse. I'm looking at them like, do you think it's because they're gonna stop shitting on gamers? Is that why you think they're gonna try to, like, that they might or might, like, I think somebody said they might still produce cards in the consumer apocalypse thing going on, but I'm like, only for one specific reason, and this is what people forget. They're like, well, the 4090s and the 5090s are really great gaming cards. It's like, they have CUDA enabled in them. So guess what? The only reason you're going to be seeing consumer cards the next 10 years is they got CUDA enabled. And Nvidia will not die if they stop selling consumer hardware, but Samsung evidently didn't stop doing SSDs. It was somebody else. Micron has stopped officially producing consumer RAM and SSDs. So the official one in this AI apocalypse that has done it is Micron. And I am not okay with that. Hold on. I need to stop doing that because I need to finish doing the fucking sword. I'm not gonna like this. I'm not liking this, that, and the other thing. Oh god. You know what? I'm not gonna. Hold on. I had to change the thumb string because I was like, AI is not really that political. Not that people really care, because it's just a mature label at the top, but at least I have the swearing label on so I can say fuck, shit, bitch, whore. I'm teasing. I shouldn't be saying that because, that's offensive. Do you want to vilify me for swearing? Do you want to tell me off for swearing? Do you think I'm going to get banned for swearing? I'm teasing you. I was watching actually kind of a funny video yesterday. Not long before bed. Which is funny because the one when I said I was going to go to bed, I didn't go to bed. I watched another video right before bed. I didn't go to bed till like 4 in the morning. And then I didn't set an alarm on my bladder at like 8 o'clock. I was like, get up. I slept in my bed for a little while, and at 9 o'clock my bladder was like, get up. I'm like, kind of wanted to sleep until 10 like every other Saturday. Bladder was like, no. It was the most hated Just Dance maps. I watched 2 different videos on that. But the second one I liked was like, I realized that there's probably kids watching this, but they shouldn't be because I swear a lot, so fuck's sakes. And I think it's a hard call on that instance because, my parents swore a lot when I was a kid. That didn't mean I was allowed to listen to somebody swearing that much. Like, they didn't... Okay, no, let me rephrase that. My parents didn't have truck driver mouths. Except for when Dave came over and then Mom, would mouth off a little bit. But it wasn't ever at me. Usually when Dad did it was when shit fell out of the cupboard. My grandma hated that when that happened because I'd be in the background laughing my ass off. She'd be like, that's rude. I'm like, I don't know. Stuff fell out of cupboard. He's swearing at stuff. It kind of funny. Like, my mouth is pretty clean compared to what my dad used to put out of his damn mouth. Oh, no. Lies. Never mind. I swear just as much as he would when he could shit would fall out of the cupboard. But the key point of why shit would fall out of the cupboard is largely because when shit would fall out of the cupboard... Okay, why am I pulling my Wacom Tablet that way? It does not work that way. Why does Clip Studio take up more FPS than it needs to? There's some sort of preferences. Yeah, I don't have Smart Smoothie on. Yeah, but here's the problem. I think I realized that gaming takes less FPS because gaming's not as resource intensive in a different way. I keep forgetting this is just basically Photoshop for drawing. I keep forgetting this is not like Microsoft Word. This takes a lot of fucking graphics processing. I'm not smart. It's just the way I used to stream stuff on Twitch for art before. I would use my iPad, but I can't get QuickTime to do the same thing as it used to do on my old iMac. Nah. Plus, it's probably like it knows I have a GPU, but it doesn't like my GPU. So, okay, I'm not getting the sword straight. We're gonna have to scribble the sword and just erase until I can get a straight line, because I don't draw straight lines. I remember you saying to pick up the picture that was like the easiest for me to do, and I'm like, yeah, this seems pretty easy. Swords are straight lines. Really? Okay. I don't know what possessed me to do this. I just know that I won't be able to finish it on stream because I'm planning on when dinner's ready to probably raid out. Not because I don't want to finish on stream, just because I don't want to end up munching on stream while I'm eating dinner. And I think people have a limit to how much they can handle my bouncy FPS. I think I can take the other layer off now and start working on actually doing the line work. Just a little bit more like that. Wait, hold on. I don't have dark eyebrows this time around. I have Perfla eyebrows. I don't darken my eyebrows this time. What's wrong with me? Oh god, my eyebrows go down further than I thought. That's all rounded out towards that. Anything I do stupid right now, I'll fix in a bit. It's fixable. You know, I probably should save this. I will undo the stupid and I will save this. Oh wait, I know what I do. I know why this is all. Oh no, it's not recording the time lapse. Okay. Well, there won't be time lapse for this part. There'll be time lapse of it'll be on my stream, and then I will record a time lapse afterwards. Because I can't record time lapse and be on computer doing stream same time. Heh, heh. I'm sorry. Why you tag me?
That was like several hours ago.
Just saying if anybody yelled at me for tagging them. Actually, I've been going for just on 3 hours. Should I go for a little bit longer or should I raid out?
Right out. Why not?
Okay. I know who exactly I'm raiding out to, and you can be proud of me because it's not Zord for once. You proud of me that I'm not going to be raiding out to Zor for once if he's still streaming? I think he's still streaming. Can you tell me real quick? Hold on, let me see if... Let me look if he is still streaming. Hold on. Wait to tell. Give me a second. No, he's not streaming anymore. Oh, bugger. Did he crash or something? Huh. Okay, let's see who else is running. Well, Fish isn't running, but there is somebody in the community that is streaming, so I don't mind running out to somebody that doesn't Fish, because Fish isn't streaming like I thought he was. Also, somebody else. Oh, wait, hold on. Fish is typing. Oh. Evidently something happened. He might have had some sort of meltdown on stream. It happens. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean or anything or call him out. I just know that he wasn't streaming. Something might have happened. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything or call him out. I don't know. It says he was sorry for something or other, but, yeah, okay.
I will be back. I've got to go to the, I'll be back.
Okay, cool. I'm swapping to ending soon. Which is, I know I don't have... I'll see everybody another time. I will turn on the stuffies. I know that there are not many people that hang out, and that's cool. I understand. I don't deserve something. I don't stream a lot earlier. I know you can't hear me over my sound, but... I see you guys another time.